So we continue with our talk about the ultimate guide to love and relationship. This is part 3. And again, as I mentioned last time, you're going to learn skills that are important for any relationship, for deeper connection with others, to learn solving conflicts and get over your insecurities and improve relationship in general. It's good. These sessions are good for singles, also good for couples, because I believe if you are single, it is good to learn about these skills as a preparation or foundation to start a relationship. And also, if you are in a relationship, you can use these tools in your current relationship. And even if you are not planning to have a relationship or you are not at a stage in your life that you're planning or you want to learn about this stuff, you're going to learn skills also to improve your relationship at work, relationship with family, and relationship with yourself. Sorry, guys, I have some difficulty talking. I just bought Invisalign today and very difficult to talk with this stuff. So someone is drawing something. How we delete this stuff, I don't know. Anyway, so ignore these lines. I didn't do it. So we're gonna learn, how we're gonna learn about the building a relationship or the skills. The technique is I'm trying to create a conversation between couples, between partners. This conversation will help to have a healthy relationship. Okay, but when you have this kind of conversation with your partner, I prefer that you try to be open, respectful, non-judgmental. Hug your partner and smile before the conversation and after the conversation. Also, if you are facing each other, it would be great. And put on relaxing music, prepare a soothing drink. And, if you have kids, put them to sleep so you have enough time and quietness to be able to talk about these deeper conversation. Anyway, so we're going to discuss two things today, something called the rituals and something called emotional intimacy. Okay. Rituals, so I believe each couple should have some rituals. Why? Because these rituals are going to create closeness, going to create connection, going to create anticipation, security, excitement, meaning, and memories. Okay, what do you mean by rituals? Rituals could be something like daily, something weekly, something annually, for example, like morning talks or night, like debriefing at night or having a short night talk every night. This could be a ritual. Saying good night every night. This is a ritual. Having the dinner together every day. This is a ritual. Like going on weekly dates and planning for them. This could be ritual. Like planning for holidays and have rituals for each holiday. Hiking weekly or something like this. Kissing before sleep. So this ritual, again, it's going to create security, anticipation, connection, more connection, meaning, and excitement. Okay. But the problem, the expectation for this ritual between partners are different. So we need to have a discussion to know what rituals are important for me, what rituals are important for you, and we try to find common ground. So these are kind of questions that each partner need to ask each other. So first the question is, are rituals important to you? So you ask your partner this question. What about if you are not in a relationship now? Ask yourself, because you need to get to know yourself. Okay. Also, did your family value rituals? You need to ask yourself and ask your partner, is rituals are something important in your family of origin? And who was the most active at implementing them? Was your mom is the most active or your dad is the most active? Okay, because let's imagine there is a girl, her dad was the most active person in the family who implement rituals, who is the one insist on having dinner together, who is the one preparing for holidays and these stuff. So, and you grow up in a family, the dad is the one who is implementing these rituals. So you're going to put expectation into your partner when you grow up that he is the one who should be planning for these rituals. The problem, this anticipation or this expectation can be conscious or sometimes subconscious. So you expect him to do this stuff, he's not doing it, you're gonna feel you'll not feel loved or accepted within the relationship, and you can verbalize it. You can say, oh, because he is not planning or implementing for rituals, okay? Or you find yourself, you are not happy and you don't know why you are not happy, because subconsciously he is not fulfilling your anticipation or expectation. You see how important it is. So okay, how to bring this stuff from subconscious to conscious? By discussion, but the discussion needs to be non-judgmental, with love and acceptance. The same thing. So let's imagine, the girl who expects the dad to do that, the dad was doing the implementing the rituals. The guy was have expectations that the girl gonna implement because his mom was implementing the ritual. So you see, this is how the conflict gonna happen. So which one you think should implement the ritual? I think both of them. In each family, one will focus on the dinner, one will focus on the vacation times, one will focus on, getting the family together, like everyone. But I believe both of them have to work on implementing these rituals. And again, it creates security, excitement, meaning for the family dynamics and for the partners. Another question, growing up as a child, in a childhood, are there any rituals from your childhood that would like us to implement? Like if there is like a family dinner, for example, is this something more important and you still believe it is important and you want to implement it? So this is also a question. You also ask your partner, what were your holidays and birthday and other celebration like growing up? Like how did you guys as a family celebrate this stuff? And what were your favorite rituals? And ask specific question. Was it like eat dinner together? Was this an important ritual? Kissing hello, goodbye, good night, are these important? And if these stuff are not important, what are the important rituals for you? Okay. And my last question, what do you think, what rituals should partner have? Like some people will say, oh, like a dinner every night, like we have dinner together, this is important. For other, no, it is a vacation time. So tell me, what rituals should partner have on a regular basis, whatever weekly or daily? So again, this is our first exercise. Most important question is, what rituals should partners have? And also part of the question is to answer this question. You can answer them being single, you can answer them being in a relationship, you can answer them based on previous experience with relationship, you can answer them based on your expectation for future relationship. Like you can say, oh, I would love with my future partner to have rituals that look like that. I would love to have a family dinner. I would love to have weekly dates, stuff like that. So again, tell me, are rituals important to you? Do your family value rituals? Who was the most important or the most active at implementing them? Are there any rituals from childhood that you like to implement? How about holidays and birthdays and other celebration like Christmas? What were the rituals for them? The problem in Canada is a multicultural society. Like I came from one, like Egypt. We know how to celebrate different things because we have the same culture, but here people coming from different countries have different expectation and different rituals. Tell us, what is your favorite rituals tell us what is the most important rituals for you growing up. Okay, so this was a conversation. So every session we have important conversation. Rituals is one of them. Another one is that is important too is emotional intimacy. Okay, emotional intimacy. What emotional intimacy? I don't mean by emotional intimacy is what you feel at the beginning of the relationship. At early stage of any relationship, there is excitement and euphoria. I call it intoxication stage. This intoxication stage, this is not what I mean by emotional intimacy. Usually, this euphoria at the beginning gonna fade away and gonna be replaced with different types of love. If you attend my talk about love have many forms. There is love of commitment, there is self-love, there is romantic love, there is friendship love, there is family love. Like there is different types of love. What happened in the beginning, this is not what I mean by emotional intimacy. So what is emotional intimacy? I mean by emotional intimacy is sharing enjoyable experience as friends. So I believe partners should be friends, and they should be able to share enjoyable experience. And it is a mix too. Like it's not just a friendship. There is also feeling and expressing sensual part. Like I mean sensual, like the sexual part. So if you add friendship with a little bit of feeling and the expression of sexual part, we can call the whole thing is emotional intimacy. Okay, part of emotional intimacy as well is a balance between separate and being separate, and also maintaining the connection. Should partner be separate individual completely? No. Should they be one unit? Completely one? No. They still have a separate entity, yes, but there is common ground. The common thing is that they should be sharing. So I don't want them to be completely independent. I don't want them to be completely dependent on each other, because completely independent gonna create distance and can cause separation. Being dependent on each other too much gonna create control and possessiveness and what we call it, like codependency. So I want them to have interdependence. Interdependence means still two separate individual, but there is common values and common similarities. And in emotional intimacy, you should be also valuing similarities and the differences. You should be happy with both the similarities and the differences. And if you ask me personally, should similarities be more than differences, or differences be more than similarities? Again, I believe similarities should be more than differences, but we need both. The difference between both gonna create attraction. The similarities gonna create communication and common ground to resolve conflict. So you need both, but the similarities should be more than the differences. I don't know if I shared with you a study I was reading one day. If you have in a relation, the study shows that if you have it compare positive experience to negative experience in a relationship. If a positive experience related to negative experience, it is less than 5-1. Let's say 3-2, or maybe 4-1 or 3-1, which means there is less positive experience and the more negative one. If the positive experience is less than 5-1, it's gonna create problems, because this means there is big differences and lots of differences. But at the same time, if the similarities, the positive experience is more than 11-1, this is also a red flag that this relationship will not continue. Which means in this study that if you have positive experience in your relationship all the time, everything is good all the time, and there is no conflict at all, this is a red flag, because we need some differences and some conflict and some challenges, because this is going to help you to grow, and this is going to help you to challenge yourself and change yourself for a better version, and this will be fulfilling on the longer term, and this fulfillment will help you to continue with the relationship. Anyway, to summarize what I'm saying, we need to value both similarities and differences, but similarities should be more than differences. Okay. Should be dependent or independent? No, interdependent. Okay. So tell me about the question. So again, the style in this technique in couple counseling is you have a conversation about this stuff, your relationship will get better. And I recommend that you take this question, and if you are in a relationship, use it right away, tonight or on weekend. So the first question is, how do you define emotional intimacy? So I tried to define them by this stuff, but if you have another definition, let us know. What do you think is emotional intimacy is? How comfortable are you being emotionally intimate with me? Like, this is a partner asking his wife or his husband, boyfriend or girlfriend. And again, guys, you know, I talk about straight couple all the time, but these things can be applied on gay couple as well. So I don't want to be a gay couple to feel like, you know, marginalized from the discussion. Also, another question, do you feel like I miss you when we are apart? So if we are apart, you're doing your thing, your partner doing the other thing, do you still miss each other or not? This is a good question. Are you comfortable spending time without me? This is an important question. You should be comfortable spending time together. And also you should be comfortable spending time with your friends or with your coworker or whatever. If you feel only comfortable with your partner, this is not a good sign. If you feel only comfortable with your friends, this is also not a good sign. Again, we need, you know, not independence completely, not dependent. We need interdependence. This is important questions. Do I ever make you feel guilty for spending time alone? You know, it's common with partner, you know, when you spend time with your friends, your partner will be unhappy about it. So you need to ask, do I ever make you feel guilty for spending time alone with your friends? Do you think we have enough fun in our relationship? Do you feel connected to me even we are doing things separately? So even we are doing things different, okay? But do you still feel connected to me or not? Because this is healthy. If you do something separate, but you still feel the connection, this is a healthy, or this is a good sign for healthy relationships. Do you think we spend enough time talking about feelings and hope and dreams? Is there anything I can do to improve our emotional intimacy? These are important questions, but the main question that I want you to answer today, what else could partner do to improve emotional intimacy? So what I'm suggesting is, what improve emotional intimacy is to discuss this question. But if you have other ideas to improve emotional intimacy, let me know. Again, this question, what else could partner do to improve emotional intimacy? This is the main question, but I would love to hear what you say. If you are in a relationship, answer this question. Is there anything your partner can improve or can do to improve the intimacy? Do you think you and your partner are talking about your feeling and the hopes and the dreams? Do you feel connected to your partner when you are doing things separately? Do you think your partner make you feel guilty for spending time with your friends? Do you still feel comfortable spending time without your partner? The main question here is, how do you define emotional intimacy? Okay, and how comfortable are you being emotionally intimate with your partner? Anyway, to simplify, you know, the question, we had 2 exercises today. one about the rituals, one about emotional intimacy. The main question about ritual is, what rituals should partner have? What do you think are the most important rituals? If you have time, you want to answer all the question, it would be great. The question are rituals important to you? Did your family value rituals? Who was the most active in implementing rituals in your family? Are there any rituals in your childhood that you believe it is important and we should apply? How was the rituals for holidays and birthdays? What is your favorite rituals? What you is like something like eating dinner together? Is it important to say goodbye? Is it important to say good night? Is it important? Like, tell me what are the most important rituals. The second part was about emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is, I told you, friendship plus, feeling some romantic attraction, balance between dependence and independence. Okay, the main question about emotional intimacy, what do you think partner could do to improve emotional intimacy? What else a partner could do to improve emotional intimacy? And if you want to answer further question about how do you define emotional intimacy, do you feel comfortable with your partner when you are emotionally intimate? Does your partner allow you to have some time with your friends? Do you, even if you are doing separate things, do you still feel connected to your partner? Do you spend some time with your partner to talk about your feeling and hopes and dreams? This is an important one. I think you remember last session there was something called the annual, a yearly check-in, and the previous the session before that one was a weekly check-in. Like we need to talk weekly and annually about our feeling and the hopes and the dream. So this is gonna improve relationship and improve emotional intimacy. Anyway, I'll give you some time to think about this question. If you feel this is too much a question, just focus on these two. What partner should do to improve emotional intimacy? And the other question is, what rituals should partner have weekly and daily and yearly? Give you 5 minutes to answer this question, then we will have a discussion.